I got a couple new things to show you in this episode. First, I'm going to show you how to construct a new array out of other arrays. And then second, we're going to look at a special index. This one we can use to figure out how big an array is. How about that? Let's get started. Let's bring up our text wrangler. And I'm just going to move them over a little bit. And let's take a look at what we've done. I've put the entire American League into this program. So here's the Eastern Division that I'm calling array ALE for American League East. And then here's the Central Division, array ALC. And then we have the Western Division, which I called array ALW. Okay, now I come down here and I treat the three arrays, ALE, ALC, and ALW, as if they were strings in a literal list. And so I say that my array AL is equal to the array ALE, the array ALC, and the array ALW. Now let's see what happens when I go to print that out. I'm going to print it with a while loop. So I've got my counter, but look at my loop exit decision here. I'm saying continue the loop while counter is less than or equal to $, $AL. Well, let's talk about that for a second. The $sign means it's a scalar variable. The $sign represents the number of. And AL represents the American League. So this is saying, give me a scalar number that represents the number of items in the American League array. Now there just happens to be 14. You could count them out if you want, or if you're a baseball fan, you probably know that already. So we'll come down and we'll print out our team and then bump the counter up by 1. Let's bring up the terminal and run the program. See what happens. Well, there's your American League. There's 14 teams, beginning with number 0 and going to number 13, the Seattle Mariners. Okay? Now, let's flip back over. And I did the same thing with the National League. Put a little pause in right here. And then I defined the National League East and the National League Central and the National League Western divisions as separate arrays. And you guessed it, I come down and I build the NL, National League array, from the 3 divisions. And then I'm going to print it out the same way. Now this time, I'm using the same special index to tell me the number of items in NL this time. And there's 16 teams in the National League. Let's see, does it work? Yep, 16 teams ranging from 0, the Philadelphia Phillies, to 15, the San Diego Padres. But I didn't stop there. No. I created Major League Baseball, an MLB array out of the 2 leagues. with the National League coming first and then the American League. And then we come down and we're using that same special index technique to figure out how many items are in the MLB array, and using that in our loop exit decision. So as long as we haven't processed every team, we'll keep going until we do. And there we go. There are 30 teams. Got to scroll up. 0 is the Philadelphia Phillies, and all the way to 29, the Seattle Mariners. So we can construct new arrays out of existing arrays, and we don't need to know the size of an array in order to program a loop to process the whole thing. We can use the special index. More later.